And remember, I'm here to help.
Excusez ma grossièreté. Adieu les cons.
She's a lawyer.
And she's very, very single.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for our weekly film show. France's equivalent to the Oscars, the César Award ceremony took place a few days ago here in Paris with a socially distanced audience of 150 people, nominees and presenters. Albert Dupontel's Adieu les cons, or Bye Bye Morons, won 7 prizes, including Best Film and Best Director. Hello now to France 24's film critic Lisa Nesselson. Hello, Lisa. Was it deserved?
I like this film a lot. As you said, the English title is Bye Bye Morons, and it's a dark, dark comedy about a trio of middle-aged French people who have worked hard all their lives and gotten utterly screwed by the system and the unfairness of modern life. It was only in cinemas for 9 days before the second lockdown, but in that time it sold close to 800,000 tickets nationwide, which is already a major hit. And filmgoers will have a chance to see what the fuss is about when theaters reopen.
OK, well, let's take a look at France's best film of the pandemic year.
Bonjour.
Vous êtes qui?
Je suis sustrappée. J'étais à l'agence de santé.
Excusez-moi de vous dire ça, madame, mais on kidnappe pas les gens pour leur demander de l'aide pour un dossier.
On leur tire pas non plus dessus quand ils sont au travail.
C'est sur moi que je tirais.
Ah bon?
Prévenez à l'intérieur.
Est-ce qu'il peut récidiver?
J'aimerais vous dire que non, mais maintenant, il est en fuite, en rage.
Madame, si je peux vous aider, c'est très gentil, mais je vois pas comment.
Si je retrouve le dossier, vous m'aiderez?
Oui.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That was this year's big winner at the César Award. Tell us some other highlights you remember from this year's ceremony.
Well, promising female newcomer went to Fatia Youssouf for her role as a 12-year-old girl torn between her family's African traditions and the trendy activities of her French friends in Mignonne or Cuties, the film that created an uproar in the U.S. for being alleged child pornography. France, and by extension the world, lost a great many towering talents since the last César ceremony, and some commentators have suggested that seeing snippets of performances by the late Michel Piccoli or Claude Brasseur, or the incredible number of classics written by Jean-Claude Carrière or Jean-Loup Dabadi, seem to make current French films look kind of feeble in comparison. There was also a full orchestra for the first time that played terrific arrangements from the repertoire of movie themes between presentations. And the jaw on the floor segment, well, that was when actress Corinne Maziero came out to present the Best Costumes Award and stripped completely naked with the words "No Culture, No Future" written across her breasts and belly to protest the shutdown of the culture sector in France because of COVID. I have to say it was fearless, memorable, and absolutely nuts.
And I'm guessing we won't be seeing anything similar at the Oscar Awards.
Oh, well, when hell freezes over and pigs fly, I don't see why not. The nominees for the Academy Awards were announced earlier this week. For the first time, 2 women are up for Best Director. Chinese director Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, which got 6 nominations, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, which got 5 nominations. And in another first, 2 black women are up for Best Actress. Andra Day in The United States versus Billie Holiday, and Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. David Fincher's Mank, from a script by his late father, tops the field with 10 nominations. It's a lovingly made period drama about the writing of the screenplay to Citizen Kane.
And tell us about France's nominations.
Well, French playwright Florian Zeller's directing debut, The Father, starring Anthony Hopkins as an Englishman caught in the labyrinth of dementia, is a France-UK co-production with 6 nominations. French short Janus Loki will compete in the animation category, and The Man Who Sold His Skin, representing Tunisia in the international film category, is a Tunisia-France co-production with the help of Belgium, Sweden, and Germany. It's the sardonic tale of a desperate Syrian refugee who lets a leading artist tattoo a Schengen visa on his back and then has to pose in museums as a piece of artwork.
OK, well, I love that film. Let's take a look.
With my latest work, I am exploring a new realm. Now he can travel around the world.
This work of art
bears the signature of the devil.
That was a glimpse at The Man Who Sold His Skin, which has been nominated for an Oscar. Well, next to some films available to watch at home, Nigeria's film industry is now the second biggest in the world, sandwiched between Bollywood and Hollywood. Although Nigeria releases roughly 1,000 films a year, few travel far beyond the continent or the African diaspora. That was until recently. The film Namaste Wahala on Netflix is a rom-com about an Indian man and a Nigerian woman who fall in love and how the relationship develops in the face of cultural differences. Let's take a look.
I can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. You're my daughter.
And you didn't teach me to walk away from doing the right thing.
Do you really think being Nigerian and Indian is going to affect your son's happiness?
Give me some time and I'll charm my way into his heart. Just like I did yours.
That's so cool.
And we're joined now by the main actress in the film, Ini-Dima Okoji. Hello there. We're delighted to have you on the show. Now, the film merges two industries, Bollywood and Nollywood, and two thematic styles. How would you describe it?
Oh my gosh, it was such a thrilling experience for me. I personally grew up watching Bollywood movies. It was very, very popular in this part of the world. It was just the collaboration people didn't even realize they needed.
Now, the film is funny, but it tackles some serious issues like violence against women. Do you think that Nigerian cinema is tackling more and more grittier subjects these days?
Definitely. I mean, in the past, we relied heavily on comedy, and because people just assumed that's the only thing people wanted to see. But with films like Namaste Wahala, Oloture, King of Boys, we see, more films made about gritty subjects that really, really need to be talked about. So that makes me personally excited.
Nigerians are very enthusiastic about watching movies made in Nigeria, and the people of India, where there are close to 20,000 languages spoken, with 16 of them official, are very big consumers of films made in Bollywood. How are Nollywood and Bollywood different from Hollywood?
Oh, so that's a really good question. In my case, I consume a lot of Hollywood, movies. I've watched a bunch of Bollywood. I think Bollywood is especially distinct because, they just stay true to, even if they tackle different subject matters, there's always singing. The culture is heavily infused in it. And when you come to Nigeria, same thing. The culture is heavily infused in it. So I think with Hollywood, what they have at their disposal that is amazing is, at least different from Nigeria, is literally just the level of production quality. Like, that is where I want to see, we've increased in, like, we've really done so much better, but we can do so much more in terms of our production quality and just making sure it is, it can be consumed globally, basically.
And Netflix...
But in terms of... Yeah?
Netflix is investing big time in Africa, a continent with 54 countries and more than 1 billion people, where internet access has leapt by almost 25% in less than 10 years. What impacts will that sort of support have on African filmmaking, do you think?
Oh my God, it's going to be huge because distribution is a huge problem here. Even the cinema culture, for instance, in Nigeria, I can speak on that. We just have 33 cinemas across the country with a population of over 200 million. So clearly, we need to kind of diversify in terms of distribution so that, we make so many movies. We're top 3 in terms of movie production. So it doesn't make sense that people cannot consume, there's not enough distribution channels. So Netflix has come, and that is just adding to the distribution channels. And I personally got the direct impact of what it is when you have a Netflix original and when people literally can sit down in their homes and consume what you've done all the way from Lagos to Nigeria globally. Like, the feedback has been amazing. So many messages from all over the world. So it's such a welcome development. And I hope even more platforms like Apple and so on even invest in Africa as well.
OK, well, congratulations again, Ini-Dima Okoji. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste Wahala is available on Netflix. Next, Rosamund Pike has just won the Best Actress Golden Globe for her performance in the gritty and immoral crime film I Care a Lot. So, Lisa, should we care enough to seek it out on Netflix here in France?
Sure. Pike plays Marla Grayson, a very ambitious and focused woman whose Massachusetts firm specializes in looking out for older people who can no longer care for themselves or, crucially, manage their own finances. She's a court-appointed guardian and very good at giving the impression she's deeply concerned about the welfare of each ward the court assigns to her stewardship. But in fact, she's an unapologetic con woman, determined to get rich by fleecing her wards of their estates, something she does in tandem with her business partner, Fran, who's also her sweetheart. Business is thriving until Marla ushers a certain Mrs. Jennifer Peterson, played with cranky gusto by Diane Wiest, out of her lovely home and quite prematurely into a senior care facility. Let's just say Marla picked the wrong person to fleece. It's a dark, dark comic indictment of late-stage capitalism, showing on rival subscription streaming platforms Netflix and Amazon Prime, depending on what country you're in.
OK. Lisa Nesselson, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. We're going to leave you with a glimpse of I Care a Lot. Remember our website. We're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.
Hello, Marla Grayson.
I don't like you.
You only just met me. There's two types of people in this world. Predators and prey. I don't lose. I won't lose. I'm never letting you go.
Oh, you're in trouble now.